Trump's retired federal judge sister was secretly recorded by another family member, and she made big news this week because she said this.
On the eve of the Republican National Convention, we're getting stunning new audio of President Trump's sister, Maryanne Trump, a former federal judge, disparaging her brother's character and his record in office in tapes first obtained by the Washington Post and secretly recorded by the president's niece. The president's sister criticizes the president for lying, lambasts his job performance, and says he's out only for himself.
This goddamn tweet and the lying. Oh my God, I'm talking too freely, but you know, it's the change of stories, the lack of preparation, the lying, the holy.
Judge Berry also says the president had someone take his exams before he transferred to Wharton, and according to the Washington Post, he says, quote, Donald is cruel.
Now, the most interesting thing about this story, in my opinion, is that it's actually, like, not even a little bit surprising, and it's nothing compared to, like, 8 other things he said or did this week. Like, when I heard this story, my reaction was more like, of course. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, of course. He's a giant liar. He only cares about himself. Apparently, he had somebody take his SATs. I'm not even a little bit surprised about that either. And I'm not even really that surprised that other people in his own family recognize this about him. So I think the reason why this is so interesting to me is because it's not really that interesting, is because it's so banal and expected and straightforward and anticipated that, it's almost like it's sad how my reaction was just more duh than, oh my God, the president is a pathological liar and even his own family knows it. He only cares about himself and even they know it. No, it's like, well, no shit, of course. And the fact of the matter is, Joe Biden's what? 8 points up on him on average? I mean, in a world that made sense where the Democrats would actually stand for something, he should be like 25 points up on him. But no. Even his own sister, who's a retired federal judge, was like, yeah, cheated on his SATs, total liar, only cares about himself. It's like, she sounded like overwhelmed by it too, like, Jesus Christ, dude, reel it in a little bit. I mean, that's what a pathological liar is. It's somebody who they open their mouth and they just can't stop lying. It's just, it comes to them naturally. And I do think Trump fits that bill. So you guys know me, man. I'm not one to talk about the character stuff that much because I care more about policy. But, I mean, Trump doesn't give us what we need in terms of policy. And he's also totally lacking when it comes to the character stuff. And I will say this, like the character, judgment and analysis, I think if you're watching this and you're in my generation or younger, for us, it is more about the policy than the character stuff. But I feel like for older voters, the character stuff is maybe even more important. Because that's the language they understand. Older voters, as a general rule, are not exactly going through policy papers or reading detailed articles about what's happening. But what they do understand is character stuff. And so when they see somebody who embodies all these negative traits, that lands for them. And so, apparently even his own sister's like, come on, guys, really? This is absurd. This guy's ridiculous. You don't see that? I do think that is indicative of sort of like the older generation shift away from him. And you have seen that reflected in the polls. Seniors in Florida, for example, many of them are now pro-Biden. So it's one of those stories that I needed to bring up to you guys, but I'm totally unsurprised by it. So it even barely registers, even though it is kind of a big deal. I mean, imagine, I guess, did Obama and his brother or his half-brother don't like each other. I know that much. And he's like a big right-winger. But yeah, I'm trying to imagine whether it was Obama or, Bill Clinton, and I'm not big fans of them, obviously. But if you had people in their family who were like, pathological liar, cheated on his SATs, I do think that would probably land more, but Trump hits us with so much stuff over the course of a week that this one's lost in the noise, and it's not even, I don't know if this was ever really the number one story in my mind, even the day it broke.